First translation into English. And you have not given reference to of this
Hadith.
Imam Baqir?
No, he
has reported?
He is not mentioned.
But you should mention.
Okay.
But the ulama and others would require to know the reference of this.
Okay.
To my knowledge, these ahadith, all ahadith of this nature, are reported from Shia Aimma, not directly from Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it should not be fair on our part to give the impression to the Sunnis that they are as if they're from the Sunni authorities. So we must make it clear. And we don't care whether they believe or not, because things have happened. A prophecy which has come to pass, if you reject it, it's your own fault, it's your own loss. So the prophecy has come to pass so clearly that no sane man would reject it because it is a Shia hadith. You understand? Yes.
This is about some prophecy about Imam al-Mahdi. It says here there is a calling to all the people of the earth, and every people will listen to this in their own language.
That's right.
And also there will be khasf, khusuf in a village in Syria, Asham it says. And it's said to it Hurmatina, the name of the place. And also there is a calling from the sky for the name Al-Mahdi, and the people in the east and in the west will listen to this. And there will be nobody who is sleeping, nobody sleeping will stay sleeping, but he will awake, and nobody standing but he will sit, and nobody sitting but he will stand on his legs.
This is a prophecy which has got fulfilled in our time through the MTA, Muslim Television Ahmediyya. You should remember that before Hazrat Masih Maud, there are scores of people who claim to be the Mahdi. Right? And two things did not happen in their lifetime. The one, the sign of the eclipse of the moon and the sun in the month of Ramadan. I have asked ulama, and they have done the work of searching for the history of all the Mahdis, so-called Mahdis. And they could not find a single claimant to Mahdihood who even claimed that in his lifetime, his time, the sun and the moon got eclipsed according to the prophecy of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it is this that has happened in the case of Hazrat Masih Maud sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he has to be the Mahdi, which is being mentioned in this hadith, because eclipse is also mentioned, right? And the second thing which they could never claim was something which was beyond the humans to imitate or to artificially produce. That I'm speaking from here and the whole world is listening to my voice. It was only in case of Muslim Islam that his voice was conveyed through MTA to the whole world, and now it is being conveyed. As I'm speaking, I'm in the west of those who are situated in the east, in Asian countries, and also Europe, part of Eastern Europe and most of Europe, in fact, is on my east. And they are all watching me. And strangely, this prophecy has become fulfilled in a manner that is surprising. Ahmadis, when they know that I am on the air, they wake up. Whatever is the time, they wake up and sit before the television and watch the program and then sleep. So while I'm speaking, it is night somewhere, it is morning somewhere else, more tahajjud time or isha time and things. And they are, when they are standing, they sit down like this. When they're sitting, sometimes they really stand up, sometimes out of emotion, out of respect. So this hadith has got fulfilled in such detail. It's unbelievable. So if they don't believe in the hadith because it's reported by Shia Imam, it's their loss, not our loss. Because the sign has become fulfilled, and two signs together, not one. The sign of moon and sun's eclipse, and the sign of this. The third, I am speaking my language, but people are listening in their own languages. Because MTA is translating them, and there was a time when whatever I said was being translated simultaneously in 7 other languages, important languages of the world. And while I talked in my language, people received the message in their language. In Pakistan, I was speaking in English. In Pakistan, people heard me in Urdu. In Arab countries, in Arabic. In Japan, in Japanese. In China, in Chinese. In Italy, in Italian. It all depended on which languages we chose. But simultaneously, this hadith got fulfilled in a fantastic way. I was saying something, but people of different countries was listening it in their own language. Now, what other signs do they want to open their eyes? Can you think of one? You see, if they do not see as yet, if they do not hear as yet, then what can we say but summun bukmun umyun from la yarji'un? Unfortunately. Okay. Next please.
Sorry, I think I missed one. The first sign was the eclipse, the sun.
The eclipse of moon and the eclipse of sun during Ramadan. And the second sign was, in this hadith mentioned, that Imam Mahdi would speak his message while he in the Maghrib, would be seen and heard in the Mashriq. And of those who are in the Maghrib of him, the same thing will happen. While Imam is sitting in the Mashriq of them, those in the Maghrib of him will be able to see him and listen. And the whole world will be listening. That is again, simultaneously. The entire world. Now, this hadith could not have been made by a liar, because it's a prophecy of a global importance. No man on earth at his time, at the time when this hadith was made, could even remotely imagine the birth of television, birth of radio, and the vision that at one time somebody is speaking in one place is being heard and seen all over the world. And this has happened again in the case of no claimant of Mahdi except the Jamaat Ahmadiyya, in Jamaat Ahmadiyya. And it has happened only in our case. Even the richest countries of the world do not have a television system in which one person speaks and the whole world listens and watches. See? This is why they are amazed. Even America does not have this television system. Britain, Germany, nowhere. That one man speaks at one place and the whole world listens to the same. Even the children's program is being televised to the whole world, and the entire world is capable of seeing and watching the children sitting in London Mosque or sitting in Canada or America, wherever we go. So this is a prophecy of a very great importance. You can't dismiss it as a small trivial thing. Right? This hadith got fulfilled in a more apparent and a manifest way during the Jalsa Salana last year and the years before, when we got the universal death ceremony, where people from all the countries, countries of the world who have joined Ahmadiyya, began to get their initiation, their bath at my hand through television. Now, last year I remember more than 40 languages were being spoken simultaneously. People who were sitting before me, they represented different nations, different people speaking different languages. And we had the Ba'ath form translated into all these languages. So I remember around 40 or 42 languages were being recited, as I said, repeated the words of the Ba'ath. They all repeated in their own language. And the noise was carried throughout the world through television. Everybody heard just a jumble of noise. And the Pakistani understood the Urdu part. The English understood the Arabic part. The Arabs understood the Arabic part. And so on and so forth. So what was noise to the rest was language to some who were concerned. So it was a fantastic experience. People wrote to me that they have never been elated in their lives before, like this before. So we didn't know what happened to us. We thought we were flying in the heavens. It was such a fantastic impact. So this Peshgoi, this prophecy got fulfilled in that way as well. Now they can't say it is a Shia prophecy, so we must not take it seriously. Because this is exactly what happened at the time of Jesus Christ by way of a vision. When, according to the New Testament, the Holy Spirit, Hazrat Jibreel, appeared, and the disciples of Jesus had gathered in a marketplace. People from different countries gathered there. And Jibreel brought this strange thing there. They had some miracle shown, that they were speaking different languages, and everybody heard the noise of different languages but understood his language. See? So this prophecy had its root from the time of Jesus Christ ﷺ, and must have been true. And because it is fulfilled now exactly the same way, how could a liar, concoct or sort of manufacture this prophecy for himself? Please. I think it's time for prayer now. Time is over because you started before I came. That's right. So try from tomorrow to be punctual, starting, because otherwise the time for prayer is exactly at 9:30, and people have to wait too long, right? All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Jazakumullah. You have now, mashallah, become an experienced translator. Sometimes you amaze me.
Since he broke his arm,
is that right?
We were thinking to break the other arm.
That is what I was warning you. Don't try to break his other arm, because if you have broken his two arms and yet you need improvement, you will start by breaking your own arm.